So when it comes to placement, Facebook has two types of placement, which is the auto placement and manual placement. So they actually emphasize a lot. So I would like to quickly go through when should you be using auto placement. Now, when it comes to auto placement, what does it mean here is when it's inside the ad set level, basically under the placement option, which is there are several columns. Inside the ad set level, you have the audience, the budget, and optimization, and one of them is placement. So inside there, if you don't change anything, the default selection is actually the auto placement. Now, when you select auto placement, basically you'll be selecting all placement options that is available for the objective that you're selecting. So what is going to happen is Facebook is going to run your ads in all the available placements, such as including Audience Network, which is other mobile apps, including mobile so-called Facebook news feed, including Messenger feed, and all this. So they will actually Facebook will run your ads in an optimized distribution of your budget, and they will find which are the opportunity that is able to help you get the best result with the lowest cost. So when it comes to manual auto placement, meaning that you're actually giving Facebook the full authority to choose where your ads is going to be shown. So this is actually the most so-called preferred or the default selection, and Facebook always prefer you to actually go by the auto placement, because according to the machine learning, when you go for auto placement, you're actually giving you're giving the machine learning a lot more freedom to learn, and they are able to help you get the optimum result in a more effective manner. But when it comes to our methodology, auto placement is something that like I said, you're giving all the controls away. So when would I choose auto placement? For those who know, I have this two-step funnel framework when it comes to my advertising so-called methodology. So our tier 1 campaign is really going out to target the fresh audiences, whereby I want to reach as many people as possible. And then once they have taken certain action, I will funnel them to the second tier, which is, I know you have watched my video. I know you have actually visited my website. I want to show you the other ad to retarget you, to follow you, to make sure that you take the action that I want you to take. That's essentially what we do in the two-step funnel framework. So if you're new to this, right, I would suggest that you go to my YouTube channel and look for two-step funnel framework. And I have a very specific video explaining how it works. So when it comes to using my two-step funnel framework, I will use auto placement for my tier 2, which is the second ad. Tier 1 ad is to target the fresh audiences, and tier 2 ad is to really target those warm audiences that have taken certain action, which in my opinion, they have indicated interest and intent in my product or services. The reason why I only use auto placement for my tier 2 campaign, which is the warm audiences, is because I want to create, first thing first, my warm audiences are relatively of smaller audience size. So when they are smaller audience size, I'll be spending a lot smaller budget on these people. And when I am able to spend small budget, and one thing I want to achieve is I want to actually create this kind of omni-channel presence among these audiences, meaning that I want you to feel that this guy is crazy. Wherever I go, I see the advertisement from this guy. So that's how I do. So I would do it. I would use auto placement on my tier 2 campaign, and to create this kind of omni-channel presence. But for those who know it, when you're able to do our tier 1 and tier 2 two-step funnel framework, you only spend very little money on your tier 2, and you can create crazy exposure, among these audiences. You can create different kind of thing. You can actually appear every time they log into Facebook. But trust me, I'm spending very, very, very minimal budget. For those who are being retargeted by me right now, you probably see my ads every time you come into your newsfeed, whether you're on Facebook or Instagram or when you're playing other games. Trust me, I'm spending very, very minimal, to the extent that you won't be able to believe it. It's so low, but it's so effective. So that's how I use the auto placement. I will only use it for our tier 2.